And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Fresh Entertainment Rants, as brought to you by the King Fresh Entertainment Group. I'm your host, EROCK, and today on the show, we're here to talk about the season finale of Challenge Allstars Season 5, possibly the series finale, as we don't know if this show is getting a sixth season or not. Joining me today to talk through it all, first we have a man who is so cool he doesn't have an underneath name to him ever. It is Diego. Diego, how you doing?
Good. Excited about this episode somewhat.
Somewhat, yeah, I'll bet. Also joining us is a man who will probably not know what to do with himself now that he is no longer going to be having to live tweet episodes. It is the one, the only, the Tsunami Tommy.
Tsunami Tommy.
Tommy, how
I
you
don't
doing?
know. I dramatically fainted the other day thinking about what I was going to do in the off season, because without challenge, what is life?
True. Well, thankfully, me and Diego and Tommy have you guys have you, the audience, covered, and we have some ideas that we may or may not share at the end of this live stream of podcast. So, Eric is finishing up the shut up count, and he's going to kick it over to Diego and Tommy, who are going to discuss go on a little ramble as to what they thought of this finale as a whole and about the season as a whole.
Tommy?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. So the season was great. One of the best ones by far. Don't hate the winners. Don't hate the losers, except for maybe one pair. No.
What do you hate?
No, I'm
Nicole now?
No.
Okay.
Shane and Davon?
Talking about Ashley and
Are you fucking kidding me? Today?
Oh.
Sorry, I'm going through my pages of notes and I skipped a page. I skipped like a whole page after episode 8. There's a whole blank page.
Oh.
Jesus, Eric, get your shit together.
Get it together. We need you by the end of this episode in tip-top shape.
God damn it, yeah. Eric.
I know, I had one job.
So, no, that was just me giving this season my flowers, I guess. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was better. I want to say it was better than Allstars 4.
Yes, it was. I was trying to see if I could debate you on that, but I don't think I could, because I think Allstars 4. If we remove the winner, I think it's a better season.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess based off of everything in the final, it made much more sense. I like the gameplay of Veronica and Katie, also Franklin and Sam. So yeah, I liked that not all strong teams were in the final, that it was up in the air. The fact that the lead, or the people who finished in like first place versus last place in the finals, or in the checkpoints, I guess you could say. I like how it varied, rather than like there's one main team dominating, you know? So
there was one main team dominating. It was Adam and Steve.
They barely won.
I was going to say Shane and Davon, the Black Horse team,
Dark Horse
team.
Don't be racist.
What?
Oh my god! I for some reason I can't ever get that phrase right. I'm so sorry. Sorry that I'm dumb. No.
We forgive you.
But yeah, so I personally like this season. What if I were to rate this season? I would give it. Wow, why did I put myself in this position? Because I never rate any season. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Fair.
8.5 out of 10. What?
Stars.
On a
Points?
grading scale, yeah,
Whatever.
stars.
Stars. I mean, they were using stars all season. You might as well use stars here.
There we go.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. It was a pretty solid season. I think the fact that it was only 12 episodes also helps a lot. I think that's why All Stars is easier to digest. It's a much half basically what the main
100%.
season was. Like Tommy said, the final once you got to a certain point, you knew it was between two teams. It seemed competitive all the way through. It had a lot of flavor of like old school type challenges, like just kind of the very random stuff that they had to do, which I kind of enjoyed. I know some people prefer the more physically grueling type finals, but I think this is just fine as well. Like there's only one complaint that I would have between in this final is that they didn't run checkpoint to checkpoint. They got driven to their checkpoints a lot of the times. But
I mean, if that was the case, Sam and Frank would never have finished this.
yeah. So
Am I wrong?
I know some people hated this final.
He hates every final.
But I'm just thinking, based off of what the original challenge was built off of, people weren't originally even eliminated to begin with. So I just know, like in the earlier seasons,
eliminations weren't a thing till like the 6th or 7th season, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
so the whole cast was just there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. They just competed for money. Like it was basically a road rules essentially, but with real world cast members involved. But yeah, did they still ride around in an RV or did they just get taken?
They did that for they did that for the first at least 2 seasons. I know they did it for the very first one, was basically real worlders doing basically a road rules type season. And then I think they did it again, and then they brought in the real world versus road rules at some point. It was also another traveling thing. They each one had their own like RV or bus or something, and they would go travel place to place and do little competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the shut up count completed. I'm enjoying this conversation. Can I say, and you guys know that I'm the challenge newbie, and I've only seen so many specific seasons of the challenge. This was my favorite season of the challenge, like bar none, my favorite. Like this is the one that's been the most entertaining to me. Yes, this one.
Oh, wow.
And because USA 2 I felt was good, but could have been better. I remember USA 1 was great all the way to the end, and then the ending was just trash.
It was really bad. Yeah, the final was really bad.
Final Reckoning was good, and I'm glad we got the throwback to the Final Reckoning in this episode. Just because, and I actually liked Final Reckoning. And then the other ones I've seen were like the Allstars 3 and 4. I think 3 was my second favorite if I had to like rank them. And then, like I said, 38 was okay. 39 was trash. And 40 was 40. Don't come at me, Tommy.
You're crazy.
What do you mean?
You need to watch
whoever did that montage of Nerys and Olivia on 39, give them a raise.
Okay, yes, fine. Whoever stalked their social media, give them a raise. But other than that, nothing of the sorts can be done. Okay, but like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this season, and I thought this was great, and I loved that. I basically called. Well, I didn't call who would win, but I called who came in second. I said that they would be contenders and could have actually pulled off this win. And they were within, like, it was a photo finish.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It was seconds.
Yeah.
Well, the way they got, I mean, they never told us exactly what. Actually, that's one thing I'm not too happy about either, is they didn't explain why one won over the other, or how close it was, or whatever.
Yeah. I was
because
going to say,
if you're just watching it, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish. Go finish.
No, you go ahead. I totally lost my thought, but that's fine.
Sorry. Oh my god.
It's okay.
TJ didn't say like within seconds.
Yeah, he didn't.
This is the
Yeah.
closest finale ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because he essentially blew his horn, and then they both stopped. So, and it never explained why one team won over the other.
Guess we'll never know.
Anyway, that's the only little thing I wasn't too happy about. I mean, I'm not gonna,
Nitpick?
throw a fit about it, but yeah, it would have been nice to know.
Agreed. I would have liked to have known for sure how close. But like I said, the fact that I was able to figure out who came, like that, they said they would. Shane and Devon had a shot to win this whole thing, and I was right.
Mhm.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
Give me a pat on the back. Yatta! I did it. Okay, let's talk about the episode.
Okay.
Very first note is here we go, because it's time for the finale to begin. And then I got here, it starts with you. Yeah, time for the finale. It's time for this season to end.
There you go.
And then it starts with you, Adam, although I don't remember why I wrote this. And again, watching it an hour ago, and I still forget sometimes, people. I'm human. Deal with it. Deal with it, Tommy.
Well, that's on you.
Well, I think he was saying something with Steve and about Steve and how he wants them to like work together better. And it's like, well, that starts with you. Kind of thing, maybe.
Was it when TJ was going through the did they do the montages again? Or,
no, this was right after the title sequence.
This was
and before fucking trivia started.
They it was TJ was given the rundown of where the team stood and how they did on the first day.
Yeah. No, this was after it.
Oh, okay.
So then they go into their next checkpoint, which is fucking trivia. As in pho, like the food.
Vietnamese soup.
Sure. I've never had pho in my life.
Neither have I, but I tweeted out I tweeted out saying that's a way to get fucking on commercial television.
Right?
Yeah, that's one way to do it. So essentially, they have to play. Sorry, go ahead, Diego.
I was saying, I'm pretty sure they had to tell TJ to say it enunciate it precisely, not just say fucking. Fucking trivia.
Yeah, we have to work on that too because we're live on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse us.
I'll be very clear. We are saying fucking trivia, like pho.
The soup. The soup.
I was going to say
PHO.
Yeah, it's like
PHO.
a soup. Yeah.
We're saying PHO, not FUCK. Okay. Glad we're on the same page. So eventually, the challenge is they have to play match game, and if they get it right, they get to sabotage someone else's pho. But if they don't, they get it wrong, they have to put it in their own pho.
Yeah.
I don't really like saying the word pho. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know. It just sounds weird. Pho just sounds weird. Sounds fucking weird. Then, so the first question they got asked was, "What's your partner's middle name?" Steve is a cool middle name.
Are we going to go over the ingredients, the shot glasses?
Sure, we can go over them. What's in them?
We have black snails, red hot chili peppers, and coconut worms. I thought I heard someone. I thought I saw someone tweet out or say something about there being a fourth ingredient, but I guess it was edited out.
It's weird. Why? I wonder.
I don't know.
Hard to say, really. Who knows? Who knows why they edited anything out? So the first question is, what is your partner's middle name? And let's play this. What's my middle name, guys?
You've never told us, by the way.
I know.
I'm going to guess Michael.
Got to guess, Diego, or no?
Jacob.
I'm not going to tell you.
Knew it.
I refuse.
You can't.
I told
you
you I would
can't.
never tell you guys. And I
You
will never
can't-
tell you guys.
You can't do this to us. You have to tell us. This is the challenge. This is all or nothing right now.
No. So, but Steve is a cool middle name. Steve's middle name is Eric.
Why didn't I see this coming?
That is literally the dopest middle name, Steve. Good job.
His parents?
And
Yeah,
Eric is Steven.
I'm proud of his parents. So I'm proud of him more for having it and not changing it. Because that could be a thing that people do, is change it. Their whatchamacallit, their last middle names or their last names. And then I got here, your math is wrong, Shane, because Shane says if his math is correct, Nicole and Melissa are in second place.
Yeah.
No. You are wrong.
Wrong. Quite
Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you, Diego. And then I got here, lol, Nicole. Oh, Nicole and Melissa were just having a rough day today as well, as they had a hard... Melissa completely tanked the last name spelling. And she's like, you're doing disjustice to my Italian heritage.
Oh, are we going like all over the place?
Yeah.
Well, what am I missing, Tommy?
I thought we were just gonna go. So, still on the middle name.
Go ahead, Tommy. You take over. Go. I'm done.
Okay.
Take over.
So Shane, he dumps the black snails into Melissa and Nicole's the pho, and basically prefaces it saying like, we're just going down the line. So he gives it to them, and he's like patting the cup, like making sure he gets every last bit. And then, and then once Nicole and Melissa got their question right, because whose middle name is Elizabeth? Melissa's middle name is Elizabeth. So Nicole gives Shane and Davon the black snails back and does like the patting of the cup. And
that was probably where my lol actually came in, because that was probably before my lol Melissa and Nicole note and my facts Davon note.
And then at the end, Nicole's looking at Davon like in the eye, and she's like, "Why are you looking at me? My partner did it." Apparently Davon didn't want to give their ingredients to anyone else and just put it in theirs, just to like be cool with everyone else, so no one else would potentially sabotage them.
Smart.
Yeah. So then we get to the last names. I don't think anything big comes out of it except for Shane giving the Red Hot Chili Peppers to Nicole and Melissa again. And TJ asks him, I thought you were going down the line. And Shane says, I guess it turned personal or something like that. And Nicole's just like, what do you mean? You started this. But no, I think...
and then that was when Davon says that he gets too emotional.
Yeah.
And I got here facts, Davon. He does get too emotional.
If I remember correctly, I think I heard somebody saying something along the lines of on day one, Nicole and Shane, they did something to each other on that day, on day one, to I guess start this little feud or whatever.
I wish they would have shown us that. Well, and Tommy, none of us have the experience of watching this as you do, because you were tasked with watching it every single day from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today to get to find us the greatest Where's Waldo of all time, which I hope you did.
Let me warn you that it's not the greatest. Oh, here we go. Bye.
No, you expect me to kick you. It's going to be when you don't expect it. This is live. It's going to be when you don't expect it.
Okay.
We're live on YouTube. It's going to be when you least expect it.
Okay, so let's see here. Who would have known that? Sorry, real quick, just a side note back to middle name. Who would have thunk it that Frank's middle name is Sweeney?
I thought that was his last name.
No,
That's what I thought too.
yeah.
Unless it's both his last name and his middle name. So they named him Frank Sweeney.
No, it's Frank Sweeney Fox. Because they get to the last name part too.
I
thought that was Sam's last name.
They all answered for the person on the left side of them. All the questions were for the same person.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah, at first I thought they were going back and forth, which
because she had to answer about his last name or middle name,
which made me think that the fourth ingredient was definitely in there, just so they both had like 2 rounds each if they did truly go back and forth. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Zanata is not equal to Zanati.
Yeah.
Let's
Right,
see.
right, because Frank's last name is Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if his maiden name, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, his previous last name, did it get switched to the middle after he got another last name added?
I don't
just
know.
shove the middle name out. Anyway. And then we get a screw, marry, kill type of to clean it up here on YouTube, since we're wait, a fa, marry, kill type of situation. How about that? So there's no way to slim this down, so I'm just gonna say I don't even know who really all got theirs wrong. Oh yeah, I do.
They all got it wrong, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or no, Franklin and
think,
Sam got it right because they can read each other's minds, like me and Tommy.
Let's see.
That just went over his head.
No,
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking through my notes to make sure like who got theirs right and wrong.
Only one team got it right.
On that could help.
Yeah, it's within seeing distance. I'm nearsighted.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought you were just blind.
Yeah, basically, by the end, Adam and Steve. Oh, so they get to like chow down or sip on their pho, and by the end, Adam and Steve get first place, putting them up to 14 stars. Franklin and Sam get 3 stars, putting them up to 10. Shane and Avon finish third with 15 stars, still in first place. And Melissa and Nicole, they also have 10 points total, tying themselves with Franklin and Sam.
Nice.
So,
yeah. I'm going to take back over because we skipped over some of the stuff that I had for my notes, which was lull Melissa and Nicole, because Melissa and Nicole are just fighting again. And then we also got okay Steve, because Steve apparently is a competitive eater or dabbled in competitive eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as if we didn't need any more indication to realize that this man is clearly a weirdo. He dabbled in a good weirdo. Let's be clear, a good weirdo. Okay, because his last name is also Eric, so he's a cool weirdo now. That was the first indication that he was a weirdo. Second indication is he does competitive eating. So they're eating it, and then Nicole, I guess, threw up in it. I didn't catch that, actually. Like, either watch, I didn't even notice it. I just wrote it down. But I didn't actually see her throw up in it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was splatter. I don't know. Either way, it's still pretty gross.
So I forgot I had some notes on this too. But yeah, basically when Nicole and Melissa were sipping their pho, I guess Nicole like spat it out, and some of it landed on Melissa's cheek or whatever, and it looked like a freaking saw trap.
Lovely.
I thought that was pretty sick itself. Like sick, not sick as in cool, but sick as in actually disgusting. And for my Where's Waldo, I guess, if you want to call it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have Tommy's greatest Where's Waldo of all time.
It's not the greatest. Don't
If it's
lie
not
to
greatest,
them.
you're out. If it's not any good, you're out.
Oh my
You're
God.
fired. And
So
we're removing you
Shane-
from this podcast.
He really did get the math wrong on this part. He says they will be splitting the money. That's 150K. And I'm like,
I caught
You
that. so
did?
It's not a Where's Waldo. Yeah.
shut
I heard him
up.
say that. I just didn't write it down. So it's technically it's
So-
not a Where's Waldo. Because I think I'm
Whatever.
pretty sure Diego even caught it.
I
Diego, did
didn't
you
pay
catch it?
attention too much.
Of course he didn't.
I didn't bother to do the math.
Well, I caught it, so it doesn't count.
I was going to say, if
Try
Eric
again.
catches it, it's not a Where's Waldo.
Well, if
No,
we both
yeah.
catch it, it's officially not a Where's Waldo. But if one of us catches, if I catch it, it's not a Where's Waldo. If Diego catches it and I don't catch it, then it's a Where's Waldo. If me and Diego both catch it, it's not a Where's Waldo. If I catch it, but absolutely, if I catch it, it's not a Where's Waldo because it has to be something that would go poof over my head, like the Avery changing her shirt in the middle of Allstars. That went poof over your head.
Challenge 40.
Yeah, in Challenge 40. Yeah, that's what I said. Challenge 40. All-Stars.
So
Because it was all veterans.
anyway, yeah, because 250 split in half is definitely not 150K. You're 25 over, but
Yeah, the math isn't mathing there, Shane, and you really need to go back to school for your math. And Tommy, the verdict is in. You can stay a little bit longer.
because Diego didn't catch it.
No, but you failed in your quest to find the greatest Where's Waldo of all time. Please try again next
Whatever.
season.
Yes, sir.
And try harder. You have to watch him every day. And you have to find me a Where's Waldo worthy of a Tommy and Diego Where's Waldo. An Eric and EROCK Where's Waldo. Okay. And then I got here True Steve, because Steve talks about Adam and says that Adam gets in his head a lot and something like that. I don't know.
I
Honestly, I wasn't paying
remember.
attention.
I remember what part you're talking about. I don't remember.
What exactly he said.
Yeah, he didn't say he's emotional, did he?
Might have.
Or he takes it
Might
everything
have.
personal or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
The only team that didn't get anything added to their FA is Franklin and Sam.
And they still didn't win, which is pathetic.
Yeah, that is wild.
Like that is unless they got that secret fourth ingredient that we never saw.
Only
And
way
that
to find
secret
out is
fourth
if
ingredient was bad.
It was the stuff that they added to their milkshakes, I'm sure. No, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it was durian.
There we go. Yeah, that one.
Okay. So then I got here, don't let them sleep. What happened to them staying up all night singing, show me the way to go home. Tired and I want to go to bed.
Because it's All-Stars.
Add a drink about an hour. So what? They can still make them stay up all night. Like,
Is
that
this
could
the
have
first?
evened this out a little bit.
Is this the first overnight checkpoint that they haven't stayed up all night for like in a while?
Maybe, I don't know. I know All-Stars 4, they made him sleep in a net.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they didn't really like stay up all night that way. They just had to be comfy. Okay, well.
But they gave him a sleeping bag for this one.
Well, yeah.
They slept in their little campgrounds that they had to redo earlier.
Yeah.
Ah.
You guys catch that?
No, I didn't
caught
catch
it.
that. Diego, that's a great Where's Waldo. Diego, you are killing it with the Where's Waldos. I think we have to promote you.
Shut up.
I think we have to give Diego the Where's Waldos from here on out because Diego just gave us one of the greatest Where's Waldos of all time with that one right there. That was amazing, Diego. That went poof right over my head. I had no idea. So congratulations goes to Diego. You are now the Where's Waldo king. And that can be your underneath. So king of the Where's Waldos. Tommy hates me right now.
So
yeah,
anyway,
he does.
we're moving on to the next day.
Yeah, so my next note here is Adam, so sweet, because he talks about Avery being everything.
Cute.
Which was just the cutest thing ever. We love that. No, you're the shut up. I mean, you're the Where's Waldo King. No, it's not Tommy. Tommy's not the Where's Waldo King. Oh, God. For those who are wondering, this is how we are when we're not live, just so everyone knows. Audience, you can know this. We're like this 24/7. It's not just for this live.
So Diego's got jokes.
I mean, Diego did your job better than you did, so.
Whatever. You know what?
So the next checkpoint.
You're not even going to get this out of me.
Okay, good to know. So the next checkpoint is they have to go to a boat. They have to run to a boat, and then they have to row the boat. Row the boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. To get to TJ, who evidently is a tiger now.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I saw.
That's so weird.
I saw that one.
That's
No,
so
because
weird.
it was what
Yeah.
they were playing Eye of the Tiger or something.
Were they
Yeah.
playing Eye of the Tiger? Was that like a different version of Eye of the Tiger?
I think so.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was not the OG version. It was definitely a cover.
Yeah, all right, well, yeah. I mean, everything they do is a cover, but it felt really weird. This like the TJ bit here, like it felt like it was like Mufasa coming in to talk to Simba at the end of or the middle of Lion King. Like,
Yeah.
Or like any ghost movie ever.
Yeah,
I feel like it was weird.
Definitely.
Okay. So I wasn't the only one thinking that this is just creepy and weird. Good to know. Well, maybe not creepy, but weird. Definitely weird.
Definitely weird. Jinx.
Like we can all agree that was weird. Then they're rowing their boats. They get to their boats. Steve pops his quad. Sam's struggling to get there. She gets there, and then they're rowing their boats, and then Shane says, like, "Oh, I don't think Davon's had any experience with canoes or kayaking, commercial kayaking." I got here, yeah, no shit, Davon. I meant like no shit, Davon never has done that. Like, no shit. Shane? Actually, it should have been Shane. Yeah. No shit, Shane.
She's never paddled or boated a date in her life.
No, why would you expect her to? And this is a shame that this final wasn't like the 40 final, because she would have been like done. She would not survive that 40 final.
Yeah.
Because they were in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Did I get my oceans right? Maybe, because it was in the Philippines, right? And the ocean connected by the Philippines is technically the Pacific, no?
I don't know geography that well. That's actually one weak spot I have as far as this guy's brain is concerned.
Diego, I'm choosing not to comment. I'm choosing not to comment, mainly because I don't want to say anything rude.
Pacific.
Okay, so I was right. Yeah.
The Philippine Sea, but that's next to the Pacific.
Yeah, but these are all really, theoretically, they're all really connected to each other.
Yeah. It's one big sea if you want to consider it that.
Yeah. Okay, so I was right. Good. Yay, Eric.
Well, it depends on what side of the Philippines. It could be South China Sea. Or the Salton
It's still part of the Pacific Ocean. Come on, Diego. So then Nicole is having a hard time with with her lefts and her rights. And I got here, Nicole, just make the L's with your hands. So this is my right hand. This is my left hand because this one looks like the L for Tommy. I mean, loser.
To you. It looks like an L to you.
No, it looks like an L to everybody.
Your right hand looks like an L to me. Your left hand looks like a backwards L.
Backwards L.
Okay, well, you know what?
Bye,
I'm not
Tommy.
removing you, Tommy.
Oh.
Chill. I've already removed you once. I'm only going to do it 3 more times by the end of this podcast.
God.
But you don't know
Yes,
when it's going to be. It's like the How I Met Your Mother slap bet. You don't know when I'm going to you don't know when I'm going to slap you, but when I'm going to remove you, but I'm going to remove you.
Clearly, he's not seen How I Met Your Mother.
And that in itself is worthy of a removal. Bye-bye.
Great to the last 3 seasons.
He's not gonna know when to expect it, but it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when.
You only got 2 more now. You told me you were going to remove me 3 more times, and that was the second.
That was worth it.
You put a limit on it, so now you only got 2 more times. Buddy.
Tommy, this is my podcast. I'll remove you when I want to. It's my
You only
show.
You only got 2 more times, bucko.
You're just asking me to remove you 3 more times.
Corey and Big T are the goats of this season.
You can't even say it with a straight face. So obviously you don't even believe it because you can't even say it with a straight face. So ultimately they have to canoe back to TJ, who's now a tiger. And it comes down to Sam and Franklin and Adam and Steve to who can get there first. And ultimately Franklin and Sam pull out this win, which shocked almost everybody. And Franklin's like, we just won the most physical checkpoint yet. And I got here, just wait, Franklin, because the next one is probably more physical than this one. So Franklin and Sam end up winning. Steve and Adam finish second. Nicole and Melissa third. And Davon and Shane were last.
Yeah, last.
I think that hurt them a little bit, not finishing second because that one extra or third because that one extra star could have made some kind of a difference in how this final ended up. But then we go into the next checkpoint on the weird green island. Go ahead, Tommy.
So, did you notice that TJ said that the shoulder the load checkpoint was the actual second checkpoint of day 2?
Yeah.
Yes, because it was.
Okay, then what was the boating one then?
That was the first checkpoint.
No, the first one was the pho. Or no,
the pho was still part of day because the pho was at night, so the pho was still part of day 1.
I'm so stupid.
Yes. No arguments.
I thought shut up. I thought, oh my god.
You're not getting an argument for me.
No, because I thought it was going to be like some type of Where's Waldo type of situation where TJ said, this is your second checkpoint of day 2. And I'm just like, okay, well then what was the first one? Because if the boating one wasn't considered a checkpoint, then why were they getting stars or points for that or whatever?
But you realize that you were incorrect in thinking that the pho was, although the pho could have been in like midnight, so it could have been part of day.
It's not the next day until you go to sleep.
Since when?
Since forever.
Okay. But anyway, so the second checkpoint at day 2 is shoulder the load, where they have to take these fancy looking rods and these bowls, these weird Vietnamese bowls. They have to fill them up with water, then come back, carry them back, and then they have to dump it in their cylinder. I don't know why they can't just grab their cylinder off the thing, walk it over to where they have to fill it, and then walk it back. But
that's not the challenge.
It wouldn't be a challenge. It wouldn't be. That would be easy.
it would be. It's called the challenge hack.
They were bolted down. They couldn't be moved. How about that?
Agreed. And so they have to run back and forth and fill up their things. And this one is actually time limited. I guess some of the checkpoints weren't time limited, but this one was time limited.
Yeah.
I guess the last checkpoint wasn't time limited because they all had to get back eventually. So you might as well just give them a star. But the time this one was time limited, so they have to compete. Tommy, what? You're laughing at me.
I'm just wondering how you saying time limited is giving the shut up count a run for its money.
Wait, how many times, guys? You think I could say time limited more than I can say shut up in an episode?
I don't know. You're competing with it right now, though.
I mean, I'm not because the shut up count is locked.
Well, you got till the end of the episode to get up there.
We know how many it is, and I know how many it is. You guys don't know how many it is.
I was about to say I don't know shit.
Yeah, you guys don't know. It could be 1 million for all you know. Actually, no, it was not 1 million. I can confirm there was not 1 million. I don't think it will ever get to 1 million shut ups.
Maybe by the end of this.
Maybe like overall, like when we officially retire the podcast because the challenge gets canceled.
Let's not put that out there in the universe. Diego, remove him.
Hang on.
He'll do himself.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Here, let's bring it back.
Hi.
All right.
So,
okay. So
no matter who carries the pole with the bowls, they both had to be touching the thing.
Yeah.
Which I noticed like that some of them did was just hold on, like touch the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't need 2 people carrying it because one person was strong and probably could have pulled off carrying it by themselves. But naturally, so my next note here is poor Sam, because Sam is struggling through this.
Yeah, right
her
before
knee is bad.
this challenge, yeah, she told Frank that she has a messed up knee. Her knee's hurting.
The day before, not from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was.
I heard in a podcast this past week, he had apparently done a full orthopedic evaluation on her knee, but it was like before the confessional or the one-on-one between him and the producer or whatever when he was recording the the confessional part.
Yeah.
And so 1, editing 2, he did all of that after, like he was just looking at it basically throughout the one moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
My cat was looking at me over the
the
screen here.
I thought you were taking a picture of us.
Kind of. So, oh shoot, but yeah, he did the evaluation and whatnot after all being said and done. But at that time though, he was basically wanting her to shut her knee off.
Yes, and this is where we get my shut up, Franklin, because Franklin is just old Franklin basically came back for about 5 minutes.
Well, probably a little longer than that, but yeah.
Well, 5 minutes for us. Yeah.
Oh, this part.
Yes, because we're at the part that me and Tommy actually were texting each other about, because I will say he did make like a complete 180 afterwards, but let's talk first about the yelling and screaming and my shut up, Franklin, because Franklin's just yelling at her at that point, trying to telling her to shut off her knee pain. And it's like, that's not a thing.
He was basically saying you become what you tell yourself. And if you tell yourself, like, I remember someone saying, like, this is just a hypothetical situation years ago. Say someone, if you think that your pinky's hurting, after a certain point, your pinky's actually going to start hurting because you're telling your brain, like, oh, my pinky hurts, my pinky hurts. So that then your brain makes it think, like, you think, like, hey, your pinky's hurting, do something. It sends like a signal or something. So that's basically what Sam was doing. But if the pain is prevalent and up there, up front and center, then of course it's going to be like all up in your face. You don't even have to say it. The pain's just going to be there.
Like you're saying it's a mind over matter type situation going on here.
According to Franklin, yes.
Franklin, yeah. And I got here Franklin says you because he said like he did a full orthopedic evaluation. This says there's absolutely nothing wrong with her knee. I'm like, are you in her body? Do you know the amount of pain she's in? Let's take a baseball bat to your knee and injure your knee for this challenge and see how you react. And let's injure your knee, Franklin.
Yeah. I don't know. I really think that he was just trying to tell her, like, put it in her head, like, no, it doesn't hurt, like, trying to make her think the opposite. Because in his confessionals during the rest of this checkpoint, he was saying, I don't know what else to tell her, how to get her on the same page as, like, to want this more than her knee is hurting. Like, he even said that at the end, like, after they didn't finish, he was basically going at her saying, what was it? You have to want this more than your knee is hurting. Whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay, Franklin. Shane and Dave on, and I just called them Shave on. Literally almost like instinctively.
We should have just been calling him that this entire season.
We should have.
Right?
Like we've been calling Frank Franklin this whole season.
Well, that was due to my autocorrect.
Yeah, Tommy, you need a better autocorrect.
Clearly.
But yeah, so they end up finishing first, and then Adam and Steve end up finishing second and getting the 3 stars, which basically makes them tied at 20 going into the final checkpoint.
Yep.
And then this is where then my next note here is start to get mad ? Franklin, because Franklin says I'm gonna start to get mad soon. Like you've been mad this whole time. Like now you're just gonna start to get mad. Like you've been screaming at her this entire thing. Like get out of here.
So I think based off my own experiences, he's been patient with her. After that patience runs out, that's when frustration and anger steps in.
He's not been patient with her.
He has been crying.
I know, just kidding. Yes. No, we've seen him all season. He was good all season, and then, like I said, he had one, like, this was literally, like, his only real bad moment with her.
Yeah. This was the pull that broke his back.
You mean the straw that broke the camel's back?
It was a euphemism, Eric.
You're a euphemism. And then ultimately both Nicole and Melissa and Franklin and Sam DNF, so they don't get anything, which pretty much sealed their fates as 3rd and 4th place, which we all kind of saw coming. We all predicted this. Yeah. Going into this. And that leads to my shut the fuck up, Franklin. Because Franklin is just yelling at Sam at the end of this. And tensions are running really high. But then he snaps back relatively quickly.
So Shane, while Franklin is I'm losing my thought. While Franklin is going off on Sam, lashing out on her, Shane is calling out for Frank, but he's not doing anything. But then Steve is the one that actually goes over there and talks to him and like
Mhm.
tries to calm him down. And like Franklin's just like I've been patient with her this entire season, and I want to say it just basically in giving Steve the rundown of what Sam was doing during this checkpoint.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then he, like I said, he snaps back and he basically comforts her in like an area of the challenge, I guess, like the medical tent or wherever they were. And it's
Yeah.
like you need to like get yourself back to physical condition. I got here. We believe in you, Sam.
I really liked Davon checking in on Sam. That was
Yes,
very
that was good.
heartwarming to me. It pulled at the heartstrings.
It did. I mean, probably more for you guys than for me because I'm heartless when it comes to these sorts of
Heartless
things,
Eric.
except for a few moments on Survivor this season, which you can check out over on our Spotify.
Do it.
It's fun. Do it.
Or else.
Listen to Diego. Not or else. Tommy, stop. We don't want to threaten people. What's wrong with you?
You got to instill fear in these people.
No, you don't. There's no
You think
room
they're
for fear in this podcast. Bye-bye. There's no room for fear in this podcast. Fear does not exist in this podcast. There's no room for it.
No, you got to say or else because people aren't going to do that shit by themselves. You got to say or else,
Yes,
sucker.
we will. Then I got your attaboy Franklin, because Franklin in the truck says you're like, is there anything I can like anything else you need me to do? And he's like, no. Sam says no, like you've been done enough and you've been good. And he's like, okay. And then he basically has like realizes that freaking out was terrible and was a bad look for him.
Yeah.
And then we get to the final checkpoint, which is Shane and Davon versus Adam and Steve, pretty much, with a battle for third place in the middle. Although I think it would have been, I think there was no way of it being if Nicole and Melissa would have beat them, wouldn't it have been a three-way tie, or sorry, not three-way tie, a tie for third place.
I believe you're right. Let me see. Where are the points at? Going into this one, Nicole and Melissa had 12 points and Frankenstein had 14 points.
Okay, so then probably not, because unless they get a DNF. Because all they needed was one star to take third place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But so the final checkpoint is they have to put bags on a balance beam, and then they had to balance get on the balance beam and balance said balance beam so that the arrow goes into the red. And that is Eric's final challenge description of the season.
Thank God.
I think I did pretty good. Screw you, Tommy.
I'm kidding, Eric.
I would just like to point out that this temple that they are competing in front of is really beautiful. Like, this is a scenic location.
Yeah.
And pretty to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got here, true story, Steve. Because I think Steve says whoever wins this checkpoint is going to win this whole daily.
Yeah.
Or this whole challenge. Sorry, not this whole daily, this whole challenge. Like the whole shebang.
The season.
The whole Mankey. The whole kid and caboodle. How many puns do you think I can come up with before Tommy says something? The whole kid and caboodle, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards.
Enchilada.
The whole enchilada. The whole quesadilla.
The whole enchilada.
You ever heard that before?
No, I have. I just haven't heard it in a while, and I just totally forgot all about it.
Have you ever heard of quesadillas?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I mean, we don't know. Before we go any further, I think this is actually a great little segue to bring up today's sponsor, which is StreamYard. StreamYard is how we are currently live for you all right now. And it's also a great way to make videos that you can post on your YouTubes and your Twitches and your whatnots and your Who's-Its and everything. And StreamYard's great. So click the link down below to get $10 off your first month subscription to StreamYard. And start making your videos.
Or
else. Start your podcast experience. And start your whole enchilada. Oh, and literally start a podcast called Your Whole Enchilada, where you just talk about your favorite enchiladas. Done. I just came up with the next great podcast for everybody. When we see a podcast come out that says the whole enchilada, we'll know it was because they listened to this podcast.
Had to be.
So then we get to the photo finish, which is basically like who's gonna win. They show both of them yell check, I guess, at the same time. Again, we don't know if they both yelled check at the same time, but it's still anyone's game for first.
Mm-hmm.
And then Franklin and Sam finish, and then Melissa and Nicole finish, and it's over.
Yep.
This was, like I said, this was pretty much I want to say this was, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I like or dislike this final altogether. I would have liked there to be an actual finish line because it seemed like this was easy enough for all of them to finish and complete. But I guess, and I actually think if anyone had DNF'd here, they probably would have just been like, you don't get the money because you didn't finish the last checkpoint.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that? That's rude.
Yeah. What's going on with Tommy over here?
Yeah, Tommy, we can't hear a word you're saying, dog.
Yeah. Oh, wait, just because they didn't finish the last checkpoint?
You're on a bit of a delay, so...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Is it for you too, Diego, or just for me?
Maybe my computer's overheating. I don't know.
That's not a thing, Tommy.
Actually, it is. Oh. He's in audio only now.
Yeah, he's in audio only now. Hi, Tommy. You probably can't hear me.
Tommy Tsunami.
See, this actually would have been a great way to bring up or talk about. Would have been a great spot to talk about to his sponsor.
Yeah.
So while Tommy figures out his technical difficulties, I got here. Hi, Tommy.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. We just can't see you. So don't interrupt us, okay? Till we can see you again, don't interrupt.
Ooh.
I don't know how to say nice. How do I say that nicely?
I don't know.
Tommy, say something.
Oh. Look at the private chat. I think he said something. It says still delayed. Oh,
fair.
It says still delayed, he says.
Yeah, I saw it. I can read. I can read, Diego.
I want to switch you had it open.
It shows up on the thingy. But yeah, so it's over, and then we got here TJ, because TJ then says to them, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah.
I will say TJ was funny this season.
He has moments for sure. Did you catch earlier when they are doing when he was doing the recap of how he got there? He called Adam Steve the old timer.
Yes, and that was actually really funny and kind of, I want to say, kind of ironic coming from him, just because he's the old timer. Yeah, because he's the old timer, so because you can see the gray in his beard as when they were showing him with like him as a tiger.
Yeah.
His weird Mufasa moment.
Yeah, it was definitely a strange moment.
It was.
I was like, okay.
But yeah, so that was my lol TJ note. And then 4th place goes to Melissa and Nicole. Tommy's back.
Hey,
Am I live?
you're good. You look. Yes,
Yeah, you're good.
You look fine.
Yeah, you're better.
Okay, I swear my computer is overheating, so I had to like prop it up. I guess let it breathe.
Okay. We were just talking about what's his face.
I heard
TJ.
TJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how TJ was funny. And then we got here 4th place goes to Melissa and Nicole, so they will be splitting $5,000. So Melissa will get 4,000, Nicole will get 1.
How do you figure that?
I'm kidding. They're
Nicole
going to
does-
split it two. I mean, I could imagine they might. I don't know why they all didn't have to go to the chamber and decide if they wanted to steal the money or keep the money.
I think it's more
Of a first place thing?
interesting. Well, it's more gasping. Like $5,000. What is that?
Yeah.
Like they both get
$5,000. Who
Well,
couldn't
yeah,
use
they both-
$5,000?
Well, yeah, but it's not as great as 125 times 2.
Fair. But yes, and then my next note here is all Nicole and Melissa because they have their little like moment where they talked about how they couldn't get along at the beginning of the season, but now they did get along and are friends and like sisters, which was sweet in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I was about to say,
yeah, sweet in a weird way.
yeah, because I don't know any sisters that. Never mind, I'm not finishing that. That. What did you say last week, Diego? Something.
Or Melissa's or Nicole smacked her face. And Melissa's me.
Or Tommy, just say this next time, okay? You ready?
Yes.
Bow chicka bow wow, bow bow.
Oh.
Okay. And then 3rd place was Franklin and Sam, who take home double that
10,000
at $10,000. So they take home what the whole 4th place prize. They get everything that 4th place gets, only they each get it.
Yeah.
And I got here proud of you, Sam, because Sam did amazing this season. I became a Sam fan.
Were you not before?
How could I have been before? I've never seen her before this season, Tommy.
If only you gotten beyond Fresh Meat 2.
He hasn't even really started Fresh Meat 2, let's be honest.
They're both gone. This is over. I'm taking over. I'm taking over. That was rude and that was terrible. So I'm taking over.
Oh boy,
I'm taking over.
So I was gonna say,
thank you for changing it back because that would have been a pain. But
so that was your 4th and final time of removing me.
You're gonna do it again.
You're absolutely right. I told him I have infinite freedom to remove him whenever I want.
It's gonna become like a shocker, like limit for removing somebody has exceeded your limits or whatever.
I became a Sam fan this season, and I weirdly was a Frank fan. Like Frank was Franklin's a great strategist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he did an amazing job with the strategy this season.
I'm
Maybe
wondering.
He had one little hiccup at the end there where he was screaming at Sam, but other than that,
Yeah. I'm wondering if the edits that we've seen in previous seasons that he's been in, if the editing has just painted him off to be like a complete asshole. But this one, he was a great villain. Like, I don't think he was painted as like the villain in the older seasons. I think he was just painted to be like
an ass.
He looked pretty bad. He looked pretty bad about all the seasons.
Yeah, but like, would that be considered a villain or just an asshole?
Both, probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was thinking the same thing.
the San Diego team were the villains of the season, even though Ashley was not a bad person,
Yeah.
and neither was Sam. But the team was run by Zach and Frank, and they were shitheads.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just wondering how. Maybe I just need to go back and rewatch those seasons myself, and just see, because I remember how he was in Battle of the Seasons, but in Rivals, I think he what how did he explain it earlier this season? In his past seasons, he came off to be like he wanted to be one of the guys, and that's how the guys acted back in those seasons. And then he had his premature exit in Free Agents, so not really much we could see of him from that. But yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
And then I got here, way to go, Adam and Steve, because Adam and Steve get declared the winners of Challenge All-Stars 5. Yay for them. And second place goes to Shane and Davon. And my note here is Shane and Davon killed it this season. They really did a great job this season. Like, they were top tier competitors this season.
would they have gotten there without Frank or Veronica and Katie?
Maybe.
Yeah, because they were protected on both sides.
Yeah,
They're protected.
they were protected on both sides, and they were relatively physical enough to where they wanted to get more wins. They probably could have. They probably could have won a lot more if they wanted to.
Well, they
I don't
also
think they
didn't.
wanted to.
They also didn't create waves. I mean, aside from Shane going after Veronica or whatever, but other than that, they didn't really.
You mean Shane going after Franklin?
No, because when Veronica and Shane were talking, Shane said like he wasn't sure if Veronica was protecting him in some aspect or some type.
Yeah,
of
but also Shane was kind of being a tool bag to Franklin a little bit too, and was pissing him off a lot.
Yeah.
So and I got here, that's what they all say, Davon, because Davon says that this was her last season ever. That's what they all say.
Look at
Literally
Leroy.
Everyone says that. Yes, Leroy said that, and Leroy was back here.
He's been back for every season since.
Yeah.
Yep.
He skipped out. He skipped out on 38 and 39, but after that,
yeah, he took a well-deserved 2-season retirement.
But no, Davon.
I say that loosely.
Davon is not retired. She's not done. No. She will definitely be back.
Yes. And hopefully maybe not with Shane, but we'll see. Yeah. And then TJ says, I got one more thing. We got one more thing we need to take care of. You two, come with me. And it is the steal the money. And I get my next note here, which is screw you, bananas. Because we had to see him take the money from our dear friend Sarah Rice again, and that's just not acceptable. We need to go back in time, and that's the thing I need to use a time machine for. Just go back in time and throw him off that cliff.
A little bit.
Throw him off the cliff he was standing on. Anyways,
there you go. They wanted another clip of that. That's what this whole twist is for. Is just so, because look how many times they've reused that clip of Johnny taking Sarah's half of the money. Look at that clip of Ashley taking Hunter's half of the money.
And then Hunter having his little freak out.
They want another clip of that so they can add it in. So whenever they can show it in the next so many seasons.
Yes. They wanted it, but they didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, they also with Spies, Lies, and Allies with Casey. Oh, and also Ride or Dies. With Casey and CT, they were given the option to.
That was not Ride or Dies.
No, that was the Spies, Lies, and Allies.
Spies, Lies, and Allies. They didn't have the option. They didn't have an option. They just did it just because the other teams didn't get any money or something like that. So they wanted to share their.
There we go. Yeah.
But it wasn't an option. They just did it because they wanted to.
Oh. Okay. Well then, yeah, and then Ride or Dies. They were also Was it Ride or Dies?
No, it was not Ride or Dies, because Ride or Dies, she was eliminated with Kenny, her brother.
No. Ride or Dies was Devin and Tori, where they willingly
They
gave
split
the
the
other
money.
teams.
Same thing. Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be one prize for one team, and they decided to split it with the other two teams.
Why am I forgetting all this?
I don't know, Tommy. You're old.
I'm becoming Eric Jr. with purging these seasons from my brain.
Eric Jr., you say?
Uh-oh.
I'm not having it. He's not gonna disrespect me like that to get away with it.
That was a compliment.
Was it?
Yeah.
That was meant to be rude.
Eric's middle name is Eric. Steve's middle name is Eric.
True. Yeah, so they show us, like I said, they showed us the clip of bananas. They showed us the clip of Hunter freaking out on Ashley and having his like temper tantrum and crying like a little baby. And then
you
they
will
go
burn in hell for this.
Yeah. Like, ugh. Don't even remind me. That was so gross. Anyways, and so then they go in and they have to pick an option. Do they take my partner will steal the money or my partner will split the money? And if they answer differently, they would have to compete in a 1-game playoff for all the money. But if they answered the same, in the sense that I'm assuming in the sense that they said split the money, not if they both said my partner will steal the money. Right? So they both said my partner will steal the money. Do they have to do the playoff?
I don't know. It didn't exactly.
I guess
that's one thing they didn't. Yeah, they never explained that part. Because they said if they say split the money, they both get the money. If they answer, it just says if the answers don't match, they have a 1-game playoff. But they never said if they both pick steal.
Yeah. So we don't know. But I got here, yes, you know what to do. Because both Steve and Adam are wondering, like, well, what are we going to, like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do in this situation. Like, yes, you do. You both know what you're going to do. So they make their decision. Then we hear about the 1-game playoff for all the money. But I looked at the time and saw that it was like 7:55 or like close to like the end of the episode. And I realized there's no way that they're going to have a playoff here because unless they dedicate a whole special 13th episode to it. Or they have a All-Stars reunion and they make them do the playoff at the reunion. Which they didn't.
That would have been awful.
And so then, in true TJ style, he goes, well, Adam picked split the money. And then Steve picked up the sign that said steal money. And then I got here, lol, Melissa, because Melissa does her premature shocked face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, completely, like, shocked about, even though, like, nothing was said yet. But Steve threw it to the ground and smartly picked split the money. So him and Adam are both challenge champions. They split the money. They each get $150,000 according to Shane.
Yeah.
And I got here, attaboy, Steve and Adam. Steve and Adam are the winners of this season. And true deserving winners of this season, having survived 5 eliminations and completely killed it all season.
3 daily wins.
And 3 daily wins. Yes, thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Thomas.
Like Chris on USA 2.
Nope. Nope. I'm not having it. No. Get out, Diego. Stay out for a second. You need a timeout. No. Not acceptable. He needs a timeout. That's not acceptable behavior.
Well, no,
you don't get to do that to me.
Chris didn't have 5 elimination wins.
He had 4, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was 4.
Yeah.
Gross. Stop talking about that monkey. Stop talking about that previous shut up count winner.
You rigged that one.
I did not rig that one. That was the very first time we ever did it, and I did not rig it.
You had a personal vendetta against Chris.
I have a personal vendetta against everybody. I have a personal vendetta against you, and if you don't change that EROCK, take that EROCK Junior off your thing, I'm going to destroy you.
You put it there in the first place.
No, I didn't.
Was that? Oh.
I really regret making him admin. I'm really regretting that decision.
I thought you did it for fun. I didn't know Diego did it.
Why would I do it?
To have fun.
I had fun by removing you.
Wow.
And then my final note is, Adam, because Adam does arguably one of the most badass epic things you could do, where he proposes to his girlfriend in a confessional.
He said, "Look left, right, wherever I may be. Just make sure that I'm on one knee asking you this question."
Yeah.
Apparently,
and it was confirmed that she said yes.
Yeah, because I asked Tommy.
Yeah, he didn't reply to me, but because I'm pretty sure that they watched it later than what it actually aired or something. I have no idea because I know, as far as I know, they're in North Carolina, same time zone as me, and I don't think that I saw it.
Yeah, nothing was posted because I know my wife looked when we watched it. We watched it on Friday, the next morning or the next day, and there was nothing on Avery's thing or anything like that. And I don't think Adam had posted anything yet either. I didn't see it till I want to say Saturday. I saw something on the on my news feed, not Facebook, just my normal Google news feed, that he had proposed, and she had said yes.
But yeah, from the lives that they've been doing this week, apparently she said that she found out the same time that we found out, and that's what made me think. I was like, I don't think they actually watched it live, because the time that she was posting about it, it seemed to be after the fact or after the live, whatever. But yeah. What was I going to say? I feel like there was something else I was going to say. I don't know.
What were you going to say, Tommy?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Anyway, go on and I'll...
Okay, well, ultimately, yeah, that's how this episode ends. With a bang.
It ends with a
proposal.
Oh, I remember now.
You go ahead, Tommy.
Kind of unrelated, but apparently Adams thinks that him and Steve are friends or on good terms or whatever.
Are they, though?
Apparently to Scott Yeager, he's been trying to get Steve on the podcast for a while on Challenge Mania. And apparently Steve had given Scott like a call or whatever, because he's been like backing down, or like almost every time that he's been close to getting on to Challenge Mania, he's had to like reschedule or something. So he finally gave Scott a call saying like he doesn't want to come on to the show bashing Adam, because apparently Steve still holds some resentment towards Adam.
Interesting.
I don't know how or why, because dude, literally, you took Adam's star away from him at the end of Allstars 4. You both like resolved it this season, and you both won together. I don't understand why you still hold any type of resentment towards Adam. But yeah, Steve apparently does not feel the same way that Adam feels about Steve.
Maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe Steve still feels like he did nothing wrong, and that Adam should have just let it go. Is my guess.
Maybe.
But again, I don't know.
Yeah, because this weekend on Challenge Mania, when I heard that, I was just like, dang, who knew Steve could hold a grudge like that?
Yeah. Well, that's my only thing like that it could be, is like that he didn't want to, like, he feels like he was had no right to even be upset with him in the first place. So in Steve's defense, Adam really didn't have any reason to be upset with him. In my opinion, he stole his star right there. Whoop-de-dang. You voted him in like 50 times that season. Not literally, but he kept voting him in. Like, okay. Now, it's time for everyone's favorite part of the end of the season. It is time for the next Shut Up Count, where we crown a new Shut Up Count winner. Previous winners include Sebastian and Chris, Johnny Bananas. I'm pretty sure it was Jay, but I'm not actually sure who won the 39 Shut Up Count. I never went back and looked, so I don't know. I know
Probably Jay.
I think Laurel won it in All-Stars 4, but again, I don't know. So I will get the official who won what and whatnot and where, and we'll talk about that at the top of the hour when we come back to do our cast preview for season 41. Or whatever off-season stuff we do. But we have a Shut Up Count. So, Tommy, Diego, it's time to get your guesses in for the total. So we're going to kick it over. Go, Tommy.
I have no idea who was in the lead this season. Can we get like the top 3 contenders?
The top 3, and I'll give you the top 2 actually, because there was a tie for third. Sound good?
Okay. Well, no.
The top 2 were.
Give us all 4, so because it makes it a little bit more competitive. But
okay, the top 4 were in no particular order: Davon, Anissa, Franklin, and Corey.
Anissa and Corey were eliminated earlier.
Okay.
So if they are the top contenders, if they make like the top 4, that's crazy. Okay, so who was the first one you said?
I said Davon.
So just see that one on the end.
Franklin, Corey. We should be going with what you think the total is going to be, Tommy.
Oh.
So before we go any further, we're doing something unique for this, okay? And Diego's take it off when he's done. Tommy, you're on the clock. Who do you think is the winner of the Shut Up Count? Or sorry, what the total is? Sorry, not who's won. What's the total?
The total is 29.
Okay. Diego, flip it. Hang on. Maybe I could do it. There we go. I got it. All right, okay. Diego. You are on the clock, my friend. Who do you think?
29's not a bad guess.
Or what do you think the total was? Sorry.
I will go 27.
27. Okay. All right. Hang on. Okay. It's time for the drum roll. And now, the total Shut Up this season. The person who got closest was Tommy.
Oh my god.
He was one off, as it was 30.
An even 30.
An even 30.
I was going to guess 30, but I was like, that's going to be too even.
That would have been hilarious if it was 28, because then you both would have been one off. Although Tommy would have went over, so Diego would have won in that situation.
After I guessed, I was thinking
I would have declared it a tie. If Diego said 27 and Tommy said 29, I would have just declared it a tie because you were both one off. It was 28, but no, it was 30.
Yeah, after I said my guess, I was like, I think we kind of overshot it, but apparently
okay. Not. There were a total of 13 people who got shut ups.
So they spread
and
out.
One of them was the host in TJ.
What? Not TJ.
So there was 12 players. You got one early. I think it was like at the beginning of like episode 2 or 3.
Was it when he pissed me off?
Probably. I don't know.
Was that my shut up?
No. So there was a total of 9 different people who got one. But like I said, there was 4 people in the running for who got the most. Who do you guys think got the most? Like, let's ask that. And Tommy, you're up first. Actually, no, we'll go with Diego first for this one because we went Tommy last time. Take it away, Diego.
Yeah, I would like to think it's either Devon or Frank because were through the whole season, but I don't really remember them getting that many. So I'm gonna go Anissa.
He's going with Anissa. That is his official guess. Tommy, you, my good sir, are on the clock. Hang on. You're on the clock.
Didn't Devon get like multiple shut-ups in an episode?
Possibly.
She's going to be my guess.
So you say Devon. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Eric has arrived with the envelope. The not actual envelope. All right. Someone give me a drum roll. The winner of the challenge Allstars Season 5 Shut Up Count is Corey.
Oh, that was my other guess.
Hang on, I want to see Tommy's reaction. Thanks for holding it, Tommy. I appreciate that.
Corey, you're just a Corey. Oh my God, Eric, you're just a big old hater.
So the top 2 was actually Corey and Anissa.
Oh my God.
Franklin and Devon were tied for a third with 3 each. Corey had 8 and Anissa had 7. Corey got 1 extra one on his way out the door. That pushed him over the edge. It would have been a tie, and it would have been 29 had he not gotten that. But he got 8.
That's funny.
Anissa got 7. Devon and Franklin each got 3, and then the following people all got 1. In Turbo, Adam, Nicole, and I'm surprised Adam didn't get more, to be honest with you. Nicole, TJ, Beth, and again, also surprised Beth didn't get more, but Beth was only there for 2 episodes, so. Yeah. Dario, Devin, Leroy, Melissa.
What did Dario do?
I think that was around the Leroy Devin fight.
Yeah.
And he was being a little dick.
Okay.
But yeah, so I know shocking that people who got eliminated as early as Anissa and Corey did.
Didn't they both make it about halfway?
Yeah, they both got eliminated pretty much halfway.
Yeah.
I think Anissa got eliminated, then Corey and what's his face got eliminated. Right after, to my knowledge. Or no, it was Devin and Leroy in between that. And then Corey and Big T got eliminated when Adam and C finally got out of an elimination. Yeah. Because they won. But ultimately, yeah, so that was the shut up count. Diego, you came so close to winning it all, but ultimately Tommy wins the guessing games this time for the total, not for who got the most. I am actively shocked that you thought that I gave Devon more shut-ups.
I thought she got like 3 in 1 episode or something.
That was all her shut-ups.
All in 1 episode.
I was taking
that
it
one
into
episode.
consideration.
Franklin only had 1 going into this episode, and then he got 2 more on top. Or maybe he got 3 this episode. I don't know. But ultimately, yeah, so 30 shut-ups total. And the Allstars 5 shut-up count winner is Corey, who I think, to my knowledge, maybe he did win 39's shut-up count.
He made it all the way to the end.
That would not surprise me, actually, if he is a 2-time shut-up count winner. I'll go back and I'll find all those notes and we'll...
You're a big old hater.
And don't you forget it.
Diego, switch his lower name to Grandmaster Hater.
Do not switch it, Diego. I'm warning you now. Do not switch it. You are not switching my name over. Tommy, don't even think about it.
I don't have access to.
Sure, exactly. He can't, and Diego won't. Okay. So, that was the season.
Mm-hmm.
Diego, Tommy, we get a little bit of a break. Also, Tommy, did you remember my one note where I said that it was the Hollywood Squares house? I'm looking at it right now. And I just remembered how
Your note
excited
or the
you got.
house?
That it looked like...
Because I didn't know. I didn't know that other people watched Hollywood Squares. I was shooketh. I was like, I thought I was the only one that of this generation, apparently.
Tommy,
that
you
watched
thought you were the
Hollywood
only one
Squares.
who watched Dog Eat Dog.
You know what? Me and Eric are the same person. I really am EROCK Jr.
You're not, but you have a long way to go before you're EROCK Jr.
If anything, you're Tommy Jr. You're younger than me.
I'm also not Tommy Jr. I'm my own person. It's like the slogan from Globo Gym. We're better than you. I'm better than you, and we know, and you know it.
I'm seeing myself out on that note.
Yes, you do that. Well, me and Diego talk about what's coming up down the pike. So tomorrow, this was our live challenge podcast, which you'll probably check out over on our Spotify later. Tomorrow, me and Matt will be back to talk about Survivor 48 episode 8, 7, 8, 8. There we go. I just looked at my notes because I write the title of what the episode is on my notes, top page of notes. So me and Matt will be back there to talk about it. Tommy will not be live tweeting about the Challenge All-Stars because there is no more Challenge All-Stars. So
like
ultimately, the three of us will be off for the next 4 months, or so you may think. What we have been discussing is possibly watching seasons of the challenge together as friends and recapping it, and that will be available to you on our Patreon because the YouTube copyright crap is bullshit. And sorry, YouTube, I know we're live right now on you, and I'm calling your thing bullshit. But anyways, that'll be over on the Patreon. It'll be free for everyone to watch, as you'll get to watch us have our we're gonna call it. I'm gonna name it right now. It's gonna be called Unfiltered, as Tommy, Diego, and I are gonna be unfiltered talking about watching these episodes and talking about these episodes. And I'm gonna get my first foray into what the hell fresh meat was. We're gonna hash this all out as to what we're actually gonna end up watching on these Unfiltered. So be on the lookout for that, as that's gonna be coming up down the pike for our off season. So I would just like to say one thing to you both really quick as I pick up my pen. I love you both. And thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, as we will be getting some time. We will be having some much needed time off, as we've been going nonstop about the challenge for seems like eternity, but it's only really been a couple years. But Tommy,
yeah,
I love you. Thank you.
Eric, I love you back.
I know. Diego, I love you. Thank you.
Love you too. You
Aww.
too, Tommy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better love him too. But ultimately, and I love all of you, because you know what? You guys could be anywhere in the world, and you choose to be here with us, and we love you for it, and we appreciate for it. And we will, as I said, we will be back to later in the future, and eventually when we have to do our 481 cast preview.
What does TJ say? He says,
"See you never."
Now end your
See you never.
Now end your time on the King Fricka Fresh Entertainment Group. I don't remember exactly what he says leading up to it, but he says, hopefully we'll see you in the future.
Yeah, that's what he says when we leave. Hopefully we will see you in the future. But until then, we outie.